This is one of the instruments I bought when I was away. I've got quite a lot of instruments now. I play most of them. Well, I play with them. I can't actually play any of them. That's a different story. One day I'll make a song that it'll enter the banks of the millions and millions of songs that not even one person has ever heard. That's as I say, in Vietnam, and we went over there and we went to a place called Chu Chi, which is sort of a tourist museum of the war in Vietnam that occurred. And they had these mock tunnels which you could that were really dug into the ground, a bit wider than they were during the war, but you could walk through. And my nipper was okay; she could just, she was only small, so you could just fly through it. But for me, with being a bit tall or whatever, it was quite arduous clambering through, and then you go up and down and around, and then they turn the lights off just for a bit of fun. I think I do these tricks to every tourist that comes through each day. And then we come along and you go out, and then there's like a firing range there, and they've got all these whole array of machine guns and automatic weapons and so on, and it's $1 a bullet, so you're there, and well, why not give it a go. And started off with the AK-47 and then the M15. But what kind of, I suppose me being a bit naive, is I'm not a great gun fan, but I just couldn't believe the power and the noise. You watch a lot of films, but you just don't get that impression in the film that when you're actually using these weapons for real. And the only film that's kind of starts to come close is this new one that's out called Fury, when they got the shells that been fired from the tanks. It starts to give you an impression of the devastation and the sort of like the speed difference between our reactions and the reactions of these weapons. I'm not anti-war as such, but it kind of when you actually get a grip of these guns. I mean, I've had a go with the AK-47 and M15, and then I said, hell for it. I gave him another $10, and he put a whole line of bullets, in this machine gun. And they weren't like great big shells, only sort of very small things really, and bang, 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 bang. And the complete background was absolutely wiped away, and really changed my view on what it's like to be a soldier, and quite amazing. But so I'm not really anti-war, but you kind of get an impression that some of these people that get entangled in war, and you got the instigators, the politicians and the generals. They're tucked away safely in their bunker, and it's the other people that are actually in the firing line. And I think one of these generals said something like, "Oh, it was 2 years in the making and 10 minutes in the undoing." It's like they trained these soldiers for 2 years, and within 10 minutes the whole lot are being killed. But it's just ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't 2 years, it was like more like 20. The child was in the womb, giving birth, all the sleepless nights, the troublesome twos, all the schooling. 20 years to sort of create a soldier, and this life, this transient life that we have, can be just taken away in an instant. But yeah, I really did like Vietnam. It was really, really nice, and hopefully I'll get a chance to go back and spend even more time there. Maybe even get another instrument or two to mess about with.